Open Your Door, Please by David Edsall. The book is narrated here for your enjoyment. I am presenting Chapter 8 in this segment. At the beginning of each week, I will present one additional chapter. There are a total of 10 chapters. Of course, if you would like, you can always order the printed book from any of these booksellers. Open Your Door, Please examines the ways in which God presents His goodwill to us. God provides us with His love and with the tools to succeed. As author David Edsall notes, we cannot use these tools if we are not open to them. We cannot let God in if we do not open the door to Him. Open Your Door, Please explores the ways in which God has guided the author and presented him with opportunities and tools throughout his life. He willingly treats his own life and personal history as a case study, examining the choices we can make and the differences that can be had if we will allow God to point us in the direction of His choosing. Chapter 8. The Golden Rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Why? What's really in it for me? Well, in the first place, the answer is not as much as could be. If you can ask the question, what's in it for me, then you still have a ways to go. If you are already a born-again Christian, then your maturity needs strengthening. I'm sure you have heard the phrase, "It is better to give than to receive." I tell you true, this statement does not make a lot of sense to the natural man. Yet, God says these things are true. You may almost be able to see the sense in it, but you will need the Holy Spirit to help you truly get it. So, how do I start getting it? You can start small at first by doing something good for someone when you can't get something out of it for yourself. Get your mind off of yourself and start looking around for someone to help. Be on the lookout. If you can't bring yourself to do that every minute, then be determined to do it at least once a week. Find someone and help them. It is okay if they know you're helping, but it is also very powerful to help anonymously. Really? And just what am I supposed to get from this? Oops, there's that I word again. You need to get the I word and the me word out of the equation. Here's the thing. When you focus on yourself, you are not seeing very far away. God is a giving God. He is focused on us. He wants us to be like Him, be focused on others and their needs. Remember, I said previously that God is limited in what He can do for you when your door is closed to Him. Well, the more you are like God, the more you try to do it God's way, the wider your door is opened. When you do something good for someone strictly because you care and not because you want to get something back, you make it possible for God to do even more for you. Hence, it is more blessed to give than to receive. A few years ago, I had, as one of my charity Christians, an organization called Lutherwood. It was a complex about a mile from my home. My church supported their ministry, so I did too. Being busy, I had not checked them out as thoroughly as I might have to make sure the money God had blessed me with so generously was being given most effectively. I decided I would go and visit their campus for a tour. They welcomed me warmly and showed me around. I found out that they took boys and girls in that were troubled in some way. After my tour, they asked me if I would spend an extra few minutes to talk to their chaplain. Of course, I said yes. The chaplain asked me if I had ever thought of becoming a mentor. I told him I was really too busy at the moment. Maybe sometime in the future. He said that would be fine. However, he had a 12-year-old boy that he felt I could help where others had failed. I asked him why he thought I could help. He said, "From the moment I saw you when you were taking the tour, I had a strong feeling I should ask you for help with the boy." I stared at his face for several moments. I could see nothing but sincerity. If God was not speaking to me at that very moment, I'll eat my hat. It was not the first time I would say yes when I really wanted to say no. But I had not gotten to where I was by turning my back on something when I clearly knew God wanted it. When they took me to meet Aaron the first time, I could not believe my eyes. The boy was bigger than me. He seemed to be happy to have a mentor. I just prayed he never got really mad at me. He could probably knock out my lights. He was only 12 years old. I was briefed as to the do's and the don'ts of being a mentor. Most of the rules were designed to protect me as a mentor. I also had to get a TB shot. I was given a chance to see Aaron's history, including the problems he had had with his family. Finally, I was deemed fit to be Aaron's mentor. In the beginning, I was only allowed to visit Aaron on the campus. At first, I came once a week. Each time, they briefed me as to Aaron's failures the week before. Aaron and I would talk about those failures, and we would try and analyze what led up to them. From Aaron's history alone, I felt that Aaron suffered distrust of adults, and yet he was desperate for an adult to really love him and approve of him. He also desperately needed to love someone he could really trust. I feel that Aaron liked me from the start, but I had to be tested once and for all. One day, outdoors in the yard, he got angry with me for no reason at all. He told me he wanted me to go away. I asked why. He said he didn't like me anymore. He then turned and went inside. I quietly found a bench to sit on. I waited patiently. After 10 minutes or so, Aaron came back out. "Why are you still here? I told you I didn't like you and didn't ever want to see you again," Aaron shouted at me. I put on the saddest face I could and said quietly, "Yes, I heard you, but the problem is, I like you, and I don't want to lose you." The boy sat down beside me without a word. Finally he asked, "Do you really like me?" I answered, "Yes. I not only like you, but I love you. And I don't ever want to lose you." He broke down into tears. He grabbed me and hugged me, something that was not supposed to be allowed. Through his sobbing, he said, "I didn't really mean it. I love you. Please don't ever leave me no matter what I do." "I won't." I promised to be there for him for as long as you need me, I said. That was the breakthrough. After that, I was with Aaron about every other day. He was allowed to leave the campus with me on outings. He was allowed to stay overnight at my home. We went to church every Sunday morning. I bought him a suit, which he refused to take off. He wore it every day during the week. Aaron still had his problems. Sometimes he would get so out of control that the staff wouldn't know what to do. When that happened, I would get a call from them. I would drop everything and come running. The second Aaron would see me, he would be able to calm down. He would then be able to tell me what had set him off. When Aaron was about 15 years old, the story of our success together was getting around. One day I was contacted by the United Way. They wanted to use us for some promotions. It entailed a video of Aaron being shown by me how to pre-flight my twin-engine airplane at the airport. After was a short interview. The reporter asked Aaron what he thought when he first met me. Without any prompting, Aaron said, "It is as though God sent me an angel." The phrase made headlines in newspapers around the area. I often think of Aaron. I hear from him from time to time. He'd be about 28 years old at this time. I'm not sure, but I think the biggest blessing between Aaron and me is the one God has given to me. Don't be self-centered. It is a mistake to plow through your day concerned primarily with yourself. Take time for the people around you. Learn to appreciate them. Make them feel special. Find something to approve them for. I read another author's way of putting it. He said, in essence, we can think of other people a little like a bank account. We can't keep making withdrawals without making deposits first. Too many times we want to take from someone before we give. If you want your relationship with others to grow in a positive way, you must be a giver, not a taker. Wherever you go, try to make people's lives better for them. Try to encourage them. Build them up. Every evening, I get my wife a small bag of French fries from a local restaurant drive-thru. I always try to say something positive to the cashier and the order taker. I also do the same thing with the person handing me the fries. Now, when I go in, they not only remember me, but if they aren't busy, they want to chat a little. Usually, they will tell me their latest problem. I will try to reassure them and give them advice if I can think of something. I'm quite amazed sometimes at what comes out of my mouth. Often I'll drive away wondering if what I said was me talking or God talking through me. Chapter 9. Feeding Your Habits. To be continued at the beginning of next week. God bless you, my friends.